The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Pip, pip, cheerio. We are live from London. The Jets and the Vikings play on Sunday. Will Davante Adams be a Jet by the time this game kicks off? The latest on Davante and much more. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Jake Asman Show, live from London. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Brees Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Shout out to the Asmaniacs. Hopefully, the Wi-Fi in my hotel room here in London is A-OK. I was told it's phenomenal Wi-Fi, so we're going to find out the old-fashioned way by doing it live. So appreciate everyone tuned in. First thing I did when I got off the plane, I did what any true British person would do. You buy a bucket hat with the flag on it. Anyway, I had to do it. I got plenty of jet gear I'll be rocking from now until I fly back Monday morning. But I want to shout out some of the Asmaniacs I already met. The first person that came up to me when I got off the plane, I guess technically this morning, I don't know, it was an overnight flight, so it feels like yesterday never really ended, was asking me about Bobby Midnight and if Bobby Midnight is making the trip across the pond. And I said, unfortunately, he's not. He will be there in spirit, all right? But I want everyone to know that we have a ton of great fans that are being represented across the pond. Jet fans that actually live in the UK and just a bunch of great fans who are making the trip. If you're one of those fans making the trip and you haven't RSVP'd yet for our big-time party on Saturday at the Hippodrome Casino, make sure you do so. We have over 400 people that have already RSVP'd. This is the place to be if you're a Jet fan in town for this game on Sunday. So check it out, join us, and let's have some fun. With that said, we'll talk about Davante Adams right now because I fully expected last night while I was in the air for this deal to go down. And while that didn't happen, we do now have more developments as far as the Davante Adams situation goes. Basically, the way I interpret some of the most recent reports is that Davante Adams' number one preference is to be a Jet. I don't think that's surprising, but you basically have multiple reporters telling you from everyone they speak to, the feeling is eventually Davante is going to be a Jet. And I think what we're seeing now when you hear about some of these other teams that have checked in on Davante Adams, whether it be the Buffalo Bills or the Chiefs, to use those two teams, for example. I think what's happening here is the Raiders are trying to drive up the price for Davante Adams. I don't think his value is nearly as much as what some have speculated because I think Davante Adams has a lot of power here. He could say, I don't want to play for your team. Don't trade for me. And you could say, okay, well, that team could still trade for him, but do you really want to bring in a guy who's not happy to go to your team? Right? And then the other part of all this is Davante could say, I'm not redoing my contract for any team besides the Jets. So while he's saying maybe he's open to other teams, right? The report I'm specifically referring to now is from Ian Rappaport, who tweeted that the Raiders wide receiver Davante Adams, quote, wants to play for the Jets after informing the team he prefers to be traded. However, he hasn't demanded to go to just the Jets and to be open to playing with multiple other teams. And then Ian listed a bunch of teams, right? But the only other team I think he'd be interested in besides the Jets is the Saints because of Derek Carr. And that's it. I think what's happening here is you have a bunch of teams basically being thrown out there to try and drive up the price for Adams. And I just don't know if that price is going to be driven up. He's a 31-year-old wide receiver, still elite, but he has no guaranteed money beyond this year. I don't know if teams are giving up a boatload for a guy that is only a rental. If Davante really wants to be a Jet, all he needs to do is tell teams, I'm not redoing my contract unless it's the Jets. And I still think ultimately the Jets are going to get him. It makes too much sense. Now, could the Jets maybe be waiting to see what happens in this game on Sunday? Or maybe the Raiders are trying to delay things here to see what maybe happens on Sunday around the league. If there's another team that suffers a significant injury, that's a contending team that gets desperate. There are some factors here. But I think at the end of the day, it's really two teams. It's the Jets, who are the clear favorites, and then I think it's the Saints. But here's the thing, right? The Saints, they are a cash-poor team right now. So there's a report out there that, maybe the Jets will not want to bring on the contract because of money purposes. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't think that's the Jets you'd be focusing in on. That'd be a team like the Saints. Yeah, there was a story also that was out there. The Raiders could get more in draft pick compensation if they pay more of Davante's money. The Raiders are a notorious cash poor team. That's out there. So I don't see that happening. So I think what's happening right now is the Jets probably have some sort of offer on the table. They think it's the best offer. And the Raiders are trying to basically say, can anyone beat this, trying to get more value? Schefter said yesterday they want at least a second-round pick. I don't think they're getting a second-round pick for Davante. I don't know the team that's giving up that second-round pick. I think the Jets would if there was a legit competition. But the sense I get from the people who cover this league and the tweets that have kind of been inserted out there is that it really does feel like it's the Jets, maybe the Saints. I don't necessarily buy the Steelers. I don't know if Davante would want to go there. The Ravens aren't going to add him. The Cowboys have already ruled out Davante. That's been put out there by multiple people. I mean, the Bills, it's like a nice story, but I don't see it. I mean, once again, Albert Breer reported that Davante's focused on engineering a trade to the Jets. Ian Rappaport then this morning says he wants to play for the Jets, but he hasn't demanded it yet. It's all semantics. I think Davante doesn't want to look like the quote-unquote bad guy in all this. But in the eyes of Raiders fans, he's already the bad guy. The team's 2-2, and he's basically asking out. So I don't think it really matters at this point. He doesn't want to waste his career on a team that's going nowhere. And you could say, well, Jake, they have the same record as the Jets. Okay. You tell me which team's better, the Jets or the Raiders. I don't hear it. You know, the Bengals have a worse record right now than the Raiders as well. Or does anyone think the Bengals are worse than the Raiders? So it's still early, but I think Davante cares about his image a little bit, which is why he's not being, like, forceful publicly. But I truly do believe behind closed doors, this is a guy that's asking out. The New York Jets, I believe, are going to land Davante Adams. And I've said this now for months, that if and when he's available, the Jets will pounce. This is why Aaron Rodgers took the largest pay cut in NFL history when he became a Jet for moves like this. He's got a lot of sway. I think Aaron Rodgers has more influence than any person in the organization besides Woody Johnson. And you know Aaron's going to want Davante. He doesn't need to outwardly say it. Behind closed doors, maybe he has, or it's just assumed. I mean, the Jets have been pursuing Davante Adams. We know this since last year when they didn't get him at the deadline, and it was leaked out immediately that they were in on him. They tried. The Raiders wouldn't trade him. So this has been something that's been brewing for a while. Let's call it for what it is. But it feels like right now that maybe this is something that happens. Probably, if it didn't happen on my flight to London, probably Monday morning on my flight back from London. Maybe we get something with Davante Adams. But I truly do think at the end of the day, the Jets are going to be willing to be more aggressive than other teams because I don't think teams are going to take on a guy that might not love the idea of being there. And it makes too much sense for the Jets. Realistically, let's say it does take a second, which I don't think it does. You have 2 third-round picks. Who cares about your second-round pick this year? You have to win this year. And if I'm Joe Douglas, I don't care about my second-round pick. I didn't have one this year. It didn't matter. You know, they were trying to move up into the second round to take Corley. They traded up to the first pick of the third round and got it done. That was the guy they wanted. They got 2 thirds. So they traded a second and a 6th and got back, let's say, a 5th for Davante Adams. I would do that in a second. Here's the thing, right? The assumption was the Raiders wouldn't trade him until they fell out of it. Closer to the deadline. You make this deal now, he's obviously not playing Sunday, but I think he's in the lineup Monday night against the Buffalo Bills if this trade gets done over the next couple of days. I don't think it's going to take that long for Davante Adams to relearn an offense he's played in for most of his career. Even if he doesn't have a grasp of the entire playbook, they'll have enough plays to put him out there, and his presence alone opens things up. All of a sudden, Garrett Wilson's not getting double-teamed anymore. All of a sudden, every time Aaron Rodgers drops back, someone is probably open because there's just too many good players. Allen Lazard's your number 4 wide receiver. You might have the deepest wide receiver room in the NFL because he's at least turned out to be a competent player to this point. So I look at the list of teams. The Cowboys, we already know it's not happening. The Chiefs, I think it's funny they're even mentioned. No chance. Like trading him in division. I've seen people say the Niners. I don't know how they do that with their cap situation. I don't buy the Bills. Harbaugh already shot down the Ravens. I think the key report that came out from yesterday is Albert Breer saying that Adams is, quote, focused on engineering a trade to New York. I think when you see a tweet, though, from like Diana Rossini that, oh, Buffalo and KC are monitoring the situation. That's the Raiders probably saying to those teams, hey, can we use your name, even if you're not interested, and say you're maybe interested or you're checking in on the situation so we can maybe spook the Jets to give us more. That's what's happening here. I think it's all posturing. The Jets know he's not going to be in their lineup this week in London anyway. All right, I was looking for Davante on my flight last night. I didn't see him. Didn't see Hassan Reddick either, by the way, for those wondering. But I think what this ultimately comes down to is can they drive up the price a little more before they ultimately probably do it for what I think will be like a third-round pick, conditional third. And I think when the Jets acquired Davante, their advantage is he's willing to redo his deal to play with the Jets for this year and at least next year. They'll restructure his contract. There'll be some void years I'm sure they throw in there. And if I'm Joe Douglas, I could give a flying you-know-what about void years. I'm not going to be here if I don't win. The next GM can worry about the cap ramifications of all these salary cap gymnastics. Jets got to get this done. I think we're all aware on what Davante Adams would bring to this team. And if you're not, maybe Google Davante Adams and then come back to us. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Today's show is going to be a little shorter than normal because it's already 3:30 in the afternoon here. And I got things to do, baby. I have pubs to check out. Speaking of things I was able to check out earlier. So the Jets have an official pub here in London. All right. It is absolutely incredible. It's called the Redwood Pub. It's located not too far from where I'm staying here. My hotel is located in Trinity Square, right by the London Tower, which was really cool to see. The London Bridge, which was awesome. But I'm at this pub earlier today. And look who I got a chance to run into today. First off, I'll show you guys the pictures of the pub here. Pretty cool, right? Had fish and chips for the first time, by the way. Excellent. I was like, hello, Sauce. Hello, Garrett. Good to see you guys. They're doing a kickoff party here tomorrow night at the Jets official pub. Here's the view from the first floor. And then I go upstairs at the pub and I say, oh, hello, Wayne Corbett, hanging out with a little Jet royalty in London. And I said, Wayne, you and I both are big fans of Robbie Sabo. And Wayne, of course, does the podcast with Rob, and we had Wayne on the show during our megacast. So there you go. Got to hang out with Wayne Corbett for a little bit earlier today, which was awesome. Tom Ace, did he remember you? Yes, he did. Wayne's awesome, man. Great dude. The godfather of the slot, Wayne Corbett. All right, comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. All super chats go to the Jake Asman Pub Fund right after the show. Jeff with a $5 super chat. As much as I'd love Adam to be here, it's hard to trust the coaching staff to get the most out of him, to utilize him correctly. So I think a couple things could be true with this, right, Jeff? The first thing is, well, the Jets still aren't going to win a Super Bowl because the coaching staff is not good enough. Okay, fine. But then there's people saying, does it really matter if they add Davante? It's not going to matter with this coaching staff. And to that I say, BS, this coaching staff won 7 games last year with Zach Wilson. You don't think they'd be able to win more with more talent, right? They've already won games this year that if they had Zach, they would have lost. Now, I'll give you a perfect example. They win the Bronco game on Sunday if they have Davante. That's already one game right there that a coaching staff cost them, that just more talent would be able to overcome their issues. So the coaching might ultimately hold this team back from winning the division, going deep in the playoffs. We'll find out. I have my reservations now about Robert Saleh on this staff. How could you not after Sunday? Prove me wrong Sunday here against the Vikings, right? Get a statement win, and then I'll start to believe a little more. But don't tell me that Davante Adams doesn't make you a lot better. He does. The more talent, the better. That's how you win. This team's 3-1 right now if they had Davante. They don't know how to utilize him correctly. Rodgers does. So, there's some concerns with this team, even if you add more talent to it. But you know how you overcome bad coaching? You add as much talent as possible. It gives you the best chance to overcome it. Nick Shine in the house. Is your lampshade crooked? Asking for a friend. Maybe slightly. Paying a little tribute to Bobby Midnight. You guys should see this hotel room I'm in. It's like smaller than a New York City studio. Connor in the house. So NY Flight Jets Talk is Connor Long, right? Our favorite 13-year-old. He's co-hosting the show with me tomorrow morning, folks. Connor Long. All right. Bright and early. 10 a.m. London time. 5 a.m. Eastern time. Give you guys a show in the morning tomorrow. So Connor's on his flight, we're on the same flight last night. He's not looking. His head's down. I'm walking by him in the aisle. And I go, hey, Connor, I'm a big fan of your podcast. And he looked up thinking it was a fan, but it was me. And I thought that was funny. Got him. Jake, what's your final score prediction for Sunday? I'll save it for you tomorrow, Connor. How's that sound? Tom says, did Jake remember to bring his European plug adapters? So I did buy one from Target yesterday in Manhattan before I left the city. But what's cool is in my hotel room right now, one of the outlets, they have like a strip, and one of them is Americanized. So I didn't need it for this hotel, which is nice. But I do have one just in case. Nick Shine with a super chat. Maybe some ladies get the red word while there. Nick, might I remind you to, I don't know, maybe. Where is it? Calm your freaky down.
Calm your freaky down.
Tyrone says, have fun, go Jets. Sco, what time is it in London? 3:39. Who's your daddy with a $10 super chat? We need to do a welfare check on Francis. Took too many hits off the crack pipe asking for Adam Gase. Look, if Adam Gase wants to show up in London and be there as the Jets' honorary captain and stare Sam Darnold in the face before the game, I'm on board with that strategy. If we want Darnold to see ghosts, let's get Adam Gase in the house. Just like Vinny Testaverde was there when Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles in the opener last year. Let's get Gase back for Sam Darnold's matchup against the Jets. Snowball contributing to the Jake Asman Pub Fun with a super chat. Jake, enjoy a Sam Miguel at the pub. Let's school the skull. I like it, Snowball. A lot of Jet legends coming out for this game. I know I was talking with Wayne Corbett earlier. Tony Richardson's going to be out here. I don't know if Mangold's coming, actually. Someone told me that, but it wasn't Wayne. Gary V's here, by the way. A friend of mine was on his flight last night, leaving Newark. Janelle with a super chat. Getting Adams is like upgrading to level 99 from a level 15. It wouldn't hurt, certainly. Look, I want to make it clear. I still have concerns with the coaching staff if they add Davante. But this idea that because they have bad coaching, Davante wouldn't matter is BS. They're 3-1 if they have Davante right now. Mr. Reality, spraying Adams per few on Salah is hit or miss. Well, you know what, Mr. Reality? They're 2-2, and I'm not giving up on the season. And if I have a chance to add one of the best receivers in the NFL, who's already had chemistry with this quarterback, so there's not an adjustment period that it would typically take when you add a receiver midseason, I'm doing it. All right, Salah won 7 games last year without a quarterback. Sunday was bad. They should be 3-1 right now. We understand that. But you're not giving up on the season at 2-2. They'd be in the playoffs right now if the year ended. Don't tell me that Davante wouldn't help this team. He would. The 411 says, can you exchange this to pound sterling? Enjoy. VR, you're the man. Comments, questions, super chats will cut the line. Ladies and gentlemen, today's show is presented by Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Asman when you sign up for Underdog will get you a sweet deal. 50% deposit match up to $1,000. Get your picks in for the game tonight for Thursday Night Football. Get your Underdog picks in for the baseball playoffs. Damn, did the Mets blow it last night. They had that game. Phil Maton didn't have it. Mendoza took too long to yank him. I was watching the game on the plane last night. Tough one for the Mets, but why don't you make some Underdog picks on Lindor? All right. On Jose Iglesias. Someone's breaking out for the Mets in a pivotal game 3. You can pick that game and any of the other games with Underdog. Download the app, use promo code Asman, and take advantage of that deposit match up to $1,000. Ladies and gentlemen, this show's available now on both Apple and Spotify. If you want to listen to the Jake Asman Show on Apple Podcast or Spotify, just search Jake Asman Show where you get your podcast. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. If you're in town for the game, if you're going to London, maybe you're on your way to London, make sure you join the Discord for info about our pregame tailgate on Sunday. Obviously, the big meetup I'm hosting Saturday night at the Hippodrome Casino. The after party after the Jets win on Sunday against the Vikings. And we're doing a UK, England, London pub crawl tomorrow. And we're going to be able to see all the sites. So all that info will be in the Discord if anyone wants to reach out. Check it out. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show to gain access to that. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Let's see who's contributing to the pub fund here. Rat Diddy in the house. Thank you, Rat. $20 super chat. Oh, baby, that's deserving of this. Enjoy, my man. How's the Vikes contingency in London looking so far? Hoping the game is 70-30 Jet fans. I have yet to see a Viking fan since I've been here. Now, my flight was Jet fans, obviously. I flew out of JFK, but I have yet to see any Vikings fans since I've been here. Now, I was walking around the London I'm so bad with geography, man. What is this? Where am I? I was walking by the Tower of London, and some guy goes up to me, and he goes, "Go Bills." And I turn around, I go, "What the?" So there was at least a Bills fan here. I was like, I wanted to say, "Go F yourself," but I didn't. I was like, "What?" I was like, "Come on, man." Janelle says, Adams and Wilson give you 2 legit number 1s. And I think Garrett getting to learn from Davante is beneficial. And here's the thing I'll say, too. Everyone right now, go look at Davante Adams' stats. You tell me when he had his breakout year. Wasn't until his 3rd and 4th year in the league he became Davante Adams. Garrett is already ahead of what Davante was. So let's not give up on Garrett Wilson, who's 25 years old, and put up back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with traffic cones at quarterback. Look, Garrett had a bad game on Sunday. I believe in him too much to now just say, he's a number 2. He's not any good. Enough. All right, Garrett Wilson can play. I want to hear it. We're too quick to just give up on guys who have given us so much hope for this team. They're 2-2. They're not 0-4. I'm tired of the Garrett Wilson slander. Indomitable, $10 to the pub fund. Jake, enjoy London. Thanks for your great work and helping us get through our misery of being diehard Jet fans. Have a Henny shot on me. Thank you, Indomitable. I appreciate that. Ace of Spade. A-Rod should insist Braylon Allen runs it on short yards. I hope they utilize him more. Now, Salah's answer yesterday was, well, Brees had been batting 1,000 in short yardage. I get it. You don't want to put down Brees publicly. Give the ball to Braylon Allen in short yardage. Don't overthink it. He's better than Brees at it. Brees is the better overall running back. Braylon Allen is a bulldozer. Give him the ball in short yardage. Don't overthink it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's squeeze in a couple calls here. This show will not be that long because I'm meeting a friend of mine who I used to work with at Camp Canadensis over a decade ago. He lives in London, and we're meeting up for a little tea and crumpets or something like that. I don't know. So I got to go in a little bit, but we'll mix in some calls. Before then, let's say hello to Marcus, who's first up today. What's up, Marcus?
Jake, good day from the UK. How's it going?
Marcus, are you in the UK?
I am indeed. A couple hours from London, my friend. How's it going?
I love it. Am I meeting you Saturday night at the event?
Yeah, so I can't make Saturday, but I'm at the tailgate Sunday, so I might see you there, mate.
That's awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah. What you got planned tonight, mate? What you do? Is it a pub crawl, did you say?
Yeah, so we're doing the Gangrene UK is doing a like a site tour tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Gangrene UK and Green Smoke. I could list you everything we're supposed to see tomorrow. I have it on my phone somewhere. It's a whole list. We start at New Scotland Yard. We're seeing Houses of Parliament, Elizabeth Tower, Big Ben Roethlisberger, Westminster Bridge, the London Eye, Jubilee Bridge, Trafalgar Square. I'm botching all these. I apologize. I'm a shit American.
I was going to say you guys are going to be doing all the tourist stuff then. So sounds good, man.
The Embankment, Paul's Cathedral, the Millennium Bridge, Shakespeare's Globe Theater, the Golden Hind Ship, Borough Market, London Bridge, and then it ends with Tower Bridge. But I did that on my own today because my hotel is down the street.
Yeah, sure. Well, listen, I was just going to phone in and say, look, following Denver, look, that it was a shitty loss, but we've got it out of our systems. And like you say, we're the fifth seed in the playoff picture right now. I've got a good feeling against Minnesota. I think Sammy is due for a bad game, overdue for a bad game. I've got a good feeling. I'm going to say Jets 24, Vikings 17. You heard it here first, boys and girls. So yeah, I've got a good feeling about. They're obviously one of the best teams in the league, but I don't know, man. I just got a feeling that they're going to struggle against us. Obviously, huge needs with Davante as well. That'd be brilliant if we do get him in the building eventually. It's only going to help Garrett, get some more confidence this year and actually sort of get back to being himself. But yeah, man, I'm feeling good. Excited for Sunday. Is this your first international game in the UK?
Yeah, this is my first time ever in Europe. First time ever in the UK.
Nice.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go. I had plans to go a couple of years ago when the Yankees were playing the Red Sox out here.
Yeah, they do baseball over here as well, don't they? Like the MLB stuff.
Yeah, they do. The Mets just played out here against the Phillies a couple months ago, so I had a lot of friends who were at that. This is my first time though, and I have so many friends over the years that live in the London area, so I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. To be fair, like the NFL, it's a lot more visible than the baseball stuff. Like I didn't even know that they had the games on over there, whereas NFL it seems to be a bit more sort of showed off. But it's going to be it'll be a cool experience. But like I say, it's going to be a real mixed bag of fans. Like you get a lot of people, like a lot of different jerseys.
Yeah.
People are there just to actually enjoy an NFL game rather than being there to specifically watch the Vikings or the Jets.
Marcus, were you at the game when they were here against the Falcons a couple of years ago?
Yeah, so I did in 2015 as well. So we did Fitzpatrick 2015. Obviously, the horror show against the Falcons in 2021. Yeah. That sucked, that game. But I've seen the Jets. This is my fourth time in person. So I did 2 international games. I did the first game of the year at MetLife in 2019 for Adam Gase, which was also terrible. So I've only actually seen them win one time since I watched them live. So hopefully they'll give me the win on Sunday. Fingers crossed.
Marcus, you deserve it, man. I love the passion. Thanks for calling in. I'm looking forward to hopefully. Are you going? You're going to the Gangrene tailgate?
Yeah, on the Sunday, the brewery. Yeah.
Cool. I'll see you there, man. Looking forward to meeting you.
I'll buy you a beer there, man. Look forward to meeting you.
The pleasure's all mine, man. I'll be happy to buy you one. Thanks for calling in.
Cheers, man.
Marcus, check it in. Great call. Love that. First Day Jets contributes to the Jake Asman Pub Fund. All of our core players had substandard games at the same time Sunday. I believe we'll bounce back. We got the talent and leadership to do it. The last part, I think, is the biggest. I think we might get pissed off Aaron Rodgers on Sunday. So if they protect him, I think he has a big game. I really do. Also, I know the Vikings are the hot story. They're not going 17-0. They're not. All right. Sam Darnold's had a turnover, I think, in every game so far this year. There could be here's what I need from the Jets. Blitz Sam Darnold. All right. Make him uncomfortable. If you let him sit back there, he's good. We saw this even with the Jets. Sam could play. I've always liked Sam. It's not personal. I just hope he sucks on Sunday. They got to blitz him, though. Blitz his ass. PBM is next. What's up, Mike?
What's up? Get a quick lift at the gym. Yeah. To make it quick, let's fucking go Jets, baby. Let's get Davante. Bring him home, baby. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Purple Belt Mike, out of breath, but still calling it. I love that. This is why this fan base is the best. Also, what do you guys think of my makeshift studio right here, right? I was like testing the lighting here, and I was like, let me bring every hat I have, and there we go. I can't even show it. It's okay. There was like some teddy bear they put on like the bed here. I'm like, is that a UK thing or that's a hotel thing? VR writes in, Jets are going to bangers and mash the Vikes. I love it. Let's go. Genergy in the house. Jake, don't let the Debbie Downers of our fan base rain on your London parade. Sod the lot of them. Live it up. Soak up every moment. Enjoy your trip. I appreciate it, Genergy. I was not looking forward to going on this trip right after the game Sunday, but now that I'm here, I'm very excited. I've met a bunch of fans already, a bunch of Asmaniacs, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, this is not anything I'm not used to, right? I went to Vegas last year after the debacle against the Chargers, had a great time. And then, the weekend was great till the game started. And then last year I went to Dallas too in week 2, and it was, they won week 1, but it was Aaron Rodgers was dead. So, I've been through worse. They're 2-2, and Aaron Rodgers is actually here for this away game I'm seeing. So that's nice. Let's just get a win, man. Please. For the love of God. Can they win Sunday? Because if they lose, not only is the flight back for everyone making the trip going to be miserable, but then they don't play till Monday night. Oh, it's going to be it's going to be 8 days of hell. The 411. I already read that. My bad. More of your calls. V8's up next. What's up, V8?
Jake, my guy. So like you said, we keep hearing that the Raiders the Chiefs are a potential suitor for Davante Adams. I just don't get it. And then I keep hearing the Bills. Again, I just don't get it. I believe you said the Bills don't have the money or the salary to do it.
The Bills, I'm sure they can make it work, but I think part of the reason they got rid of Stephon Diggs is so they could clear the deck to have flexibility for next year. Like I don't see them giving up the draft capital for a 1-year rental, and I don't think Davante would necessarily redo his deal to play with them. So I just don't think it's serious. I think the Bills' name is basically the Raiders saying, "Hey, can we mention you?" and put it out there that you're interested to maybe drive up the price from the Jets or the Saints. That's what I think has happened. Andrew Brand, who used to work in the Packers front office, said he would have agents call him or teams call him saying, "Hey, can we use your team and say you're interested
To
drive up the price for your rival team that's actually interested?" This happens all the time. I think Douglas is smart enough to not cave and just increase his offer based off that. That's why I think it's a little slow right now, because they know he's not going to be a Jet and playing this game on Sunday. So they really have until like Monday, probably Tuesday, to get it done if they want him in the lineup for the Bills.
Well, yeah, fingers crossed, man. Hey, just a personal question, Jake. Do you have a favorite college football team? I get this is a Jets channel, but you never really talk about college football unless it's like, alumni type.
The Ithaca College Bombers, V8.
Oh, okay. I'll check them out soon.
And
right,
whoever
Jake,
I bet on.
You have a great time in London. Remember, pinky up when you're drinking that tea, sir.
I haven't had tea yet, but I'm excited. I'm gonna have a tea and a nice pint, as they say around here.
Oh yeah, a spot of tea and a nice pint. And work on the accent too. You gotta work on the accent too.
I'll do my best. V8. Pip cheerio. I love it. This, by the way, was only like $15 US. By the way, here's the other thing about being here. I have no idea what I'm spending money on. Like I'm doing tap to pay for everything, and it's all in. Is it pounds or I don't know. This is why I don't leave the United States. I don't know what I'm talking about. The Jets were playing. I wouldn't be here. So I don't even know what I'm spending money on right now. I'm just like, I hope this isn't too bad. I took the train from the airport this morning, and there's the train, and then they have the tube, But I'm like, but then it's called the underground as well. I'm like, I went from train to under. I don't know. Apparently it's pounds. Steve Asman's in the house. He says it's pounds. Also, Dad, way to call me as I'm live on the air. I saw that. Mike with a super chat. Did you see Chris Sims go over how Wilson's been wide open, but for some reason Rodgers is checking it down with Wilson being the first read? There have been a couple plays where we showed that with Fialco on film, Mike. So, yes, I have seen that. They're just not on the same page yet. I think they will, though. BC, Jake went to Ithaca College. I did. Go Bombers. Also, there's this guy Francis who's spamming the chat. I'm just seeing his comments here. You will remember the name Francis after Sunday when Rodgers breaks his leg in half. Here's what's going to happen, right? Not only are we going to send you to the hole, but we're sending you to the hole for life because I just don't have time for your nonsense. Goodbye. Kiss my ass.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
I think he was also spamming the chat saying breaking news, Davante to the Saints, which is not happening right now. I'm not saying maybe, I guess he could be traded to the Saints, right? Carr's there, but I don't see it. Once again, here's how I look at it. If Davante is traded, which all signs point to it, it's got to be like a 90% chance he's a Jet. Name me the team that's a better fit. The Ravens aren't trading for him. The Bills aren't going to do it. I don't see it. I really don't. The Cowboys have already said they're not in. Marcus checks in with a super chat. Forgot to say, this is Marcus who just called the show before. If anyone's in London is looking for good Chinese food, check out Imperial China near Leicester. Is it Leicester? I'm so bad at this. Leicester Square. Outstanding stuff. I'll keep that in mind. Spreading the love to all the other Jet fans in town. Curly says 68% rain on Sunday. Someone let Receipt Boy know. Apparently, I don't know if this has changed. Apparently, it's not supposed to rain during the tailgate at the pub near the stadium where all the Jet fans are congregating. But apparently, it's going to rain on game day. Now, I was informed that my seat actually is covered, so I won't be getting drenched. Thank God. I've sat in enough rain games last year. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Also, I believe it's pronounced Leicester. So that's a strange British thing right there. John, super chat. Screw Sam. Conklin revenge game. 75 yards and a touchdown. I like that take. Everyone's talking about a Darnold revenge game. He already beat the Jets in his first start in Carolina. He got his revenge. Conklin revenge game. I like it. You know, there's another revenge angle here. Kevin O'Connell revenge game. The Jets cut his ass in 2010. Mike Tannenbaum sat his ass down and said, "We're cutting you." And it was on Hard Knocks. Someone tweeted out that video the other day. I saw it. Genergy, it's always raining in London. Not yet. It's actually beautiful weather here. Right now it's 61 degrees and partly cloudy. Tomorrow, 63 degrees, partly cloudy. Saturday, 62 degrees, partly cloudy. Oh, hold on. Sunday, 66 degrees. No longer says rain. So I'm using the iPhone weather app right now, but looks like it's going to rain Monday now. Are we going to get a break? Peter Castro in the house. Just win the game. Peter, I've been told that if you give me a $500 super chat, the Jets are guaranteed to win the game. Val says, Jake, you always overrate players on the team. Garrett and Brees have been average and have a lot to prove. Just stop. A couple things here, Val. One, you're just wrong. Garrett and Brees have not been average through their first 2 years. They have not played up to the standard that we expect them to play to, I would say, through the first 4 weeks. But I don't think we've overrated them. I think we were rightfully excited about them, especially Brees, because he already proved he was a top 3 running back in the league last year with nothing. He was second in the NFL in yards from scrimmage. Garrett has struggled. I think some of it is him and Rodgers not being on the same page just yet. And also, he's faced a gauntlet of really good corners. That's part of it too. So don't tell me that I'm overrating players on this team. I'm calling it how it is. We're not going to sit here and act like they have played to their standards. They haven't. But I'm not also going to sit here and say we overrated them as fans. I think we were all very excited about Garrett Wilson and Breece Hall, and rightfully so. I don't want to hear it. This is a dumb comment. I'm not I am not dealing with stupidity across the pond.
You dirt-eating piece of slime! You scum-sucking pig! You son of a motherless goat!
Can't handle it. Mike says, how's the food? I had fish and chips for the first time ever at the Jets pub earlier, and it was excellent. Rich says, hit the like. Rich, offer still stands. Whoever gives Rich his channel membership will get an item in the merch store. Matt B says, Guinness on me. Have fun. Get a dub. Matt, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for the super chat. Matt contributing to the pub fund. Philip says, Jake, if the Jets win, I'll send us $50 super chat of Rodgers throws for over 400 yards. I'll up it to 100. All right. That works for me. I prefer you to give memberships, though, so at least the audience can benefit. I appreciate the support, though. Michael says, how's A-Rod health-wise? Look, I told you all on Sunday I was going to be shocked if he wasn't on the injury report this week. The way the injury report works in the NFL is you have to be on it if you get any form of treatment. Sam Darnold's on the injury report for the Vikings because they're doing some treatment on his knee after that near scare against Houston a few weeks ago. Rodgers practiced fully yesterday. He'll practice fully again today. He's going to play on Sunday. My concern is if he gets hit a lot again, then I worry about him not making it through the game because he got hit way too much. Chef Kevin says, Jake, your bucket hat is fire. I had to do it, right? Come on now. I was like, what could I wear for my first show in the UK? Bobby Midnight has gifted a channel membership. Let's go, Bobby. Let's find out who got it. Cisco is the recipient of the channel membership. So if Rich gets one, someone's getting an item in the merch store. Peter says, Sauce needs to travel with Jefferson all day. I will repeat what I said really since Monday already, starting to talk about this game. Sauce should be on Justin Jefferson in obvious passing situations, 3rd down, 2-minute, and red zone. Sauce Gardner is about to be paid $30 million a year. Use him. That's the standard now. Use him. This coaching staff said they were going to let Sauce travel more this year. I need to now see it. This is the game you do it. And it's to no fault of DJ Reed, by the way. He was excellent last Sunday. Justin Jefferson's in a different class, though. He is, to me, the best receiver in football. This is why you have Sauce Gardner. Jet Kill writes in, have a drink on me. We'll be burning a Darnold jersey at 6:30 a.m. Mountain Time in my backyard in Denver. Let's go, Jet Skill. Leany has gifted a channel membership. Uh-oh, who got it? Kevin Curbo. You are a channel member. Welcome, welcome, welcome. AD, if no Sauce on JJ, we boycott. Amen. I mean, like, don't complicate things, man. What do the Jets do well right now? They run the ball well with Braylon Allen. Use them. Rodgers and Mike Williams have had a lot of success with limited opportunities. Use that. And for the love of God, use your best player on their best player when you have the best corner in the NFL. And I hope Sauce, plays a great game because everyone's going to be watching. This is not technically a primetime game, but it's a standalone game. Everyone's going to be watching this game. It's 9:30 in the morning. It's the only game on. It's a good matchup. You got an undefeated Vikings team. You got a Jets team that's always going to be interesting because of who their quarterback is. Win this game, man. Please. We all traveled too far to lose. The Hamburger is next. What's up, Hamburger?
What's up, man? Tough night for the Mets last night. But
yeah, it's crazy, right? The Mets. This format with the wild card best of three has only been around for 3 years, and the Mets have played the game 3 both times it's ever happened. It's crazy.
Correct. Well, hopefully this time, me and my family were going to go out and watch the game at the field, but we've decided to stay home because my son, he's only 12, but he's like, every time I go to Citi Field, they lose. He said, so we're going to stay home tonight, I think, and watch it here. But the only thing that made me feel better is thinking about Davante Adams, man. I don't get what people think that it's not going to change the offense. I mean, it's going to change the offense by light years. I mean, you're not going to be able to blitz as much anymore. You're going to have that quick out to Davante. Right now you have Alan Lazard. That's really our number one receiver. If you look at the stats, he's our number one. Number 2 is becoming Williams. Number 3 is Garrett Wilson. Now you add Davante into that. I mean, come on. You're not. Oh my God. You don't understand how this offense is going to be. And I fully expect them to win this weekend. I really do. My guess is 27-20. I think he sees ghosts this weekend, man. I really do. I'm praying, baby. I am praying. Let's get up, man. Jets, 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 Jets. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. You heard it here, baby. Jets, 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 Jets.
Let's go. The Hamburger. I like it. The Hamburger's becoming a regular, folks. Tom Ace, what seed is the Hamburger right now in the bracket? He's moving up. I think the Hamburger's becoming a regular, folks. Peter says, if we lose, I'm going off the rails. Like you did yesterday, Peter? I mean, I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to more of your calls here. Kyle Clifton's next. Hey, Kyle, what's going on?
What's going on, Jake? How are you?
Living the dream.
You look like the long-lost Gallagher brother ready to join Oasis on their upcoming tour.
I love Oasis, man. I'm glad they're getting back together. I wish they were playing this weekend. I'd go see them.
That's terrific. So I've been thinking a little bit about
You're
this.
my wonder wall. Okay, sorry.
Geez, I wasn't prepped for that. So Morning Glory is my favorite song. I was thinking a little bit about the trade for Davante. And originally I didn't think that Reddick would have any value in the deal. But the more I think about it, I think he might. And here's why. The Raiders are a cash-poor franchise. It's widely reported that they don't really have any cash on hand. If Reddick were included in the deal with picks to make the deal work cap-wise, they wouldn't have to pay him if he didn't report. If he did report and he played well, then they would also get a comp pick at the end of the year, as well as whatever draft compensation the Jets would surrender to get Adams. What do you think about that?
Fair point. I that's why I don't buy I might have just lost connection there. The Wi-Fi was acting up, but I don't buy the report that the Raiders want the Raiders are willing to pay some of Davante's money if it means they get better draft capital. Like, I don't buy that at all because they're, as you said, a cash poor team. So your theory makes some sense. I don't know if they're going to I don't know if they're going to want Reddick, though. It just kind of feels like they wouldn't want to chance it, him showing up, having to be on the hook for that. Like, they just want to get completely out of Davante's money, get the draft capital, and go from there. I don't think Reddick would be in the deal personally.
Yeah, I'm spitballing. At first blush, I said to myself, there's no value for this guy if he doesn't report. But I guess the Raiders could be potentially a special circumstance. Enjoy the trip. I'm wildly jealous. Take care, man.
Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. By the way, for those watching live in the chat, smash that like button. We got 600 people tuned in right now. What is it, 11:09 on the East Coast? So appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. And I've been asked a couple times where people can get their merch. It's jakeasman.com. Patreon users, you get 15% off on every item. How is my Wi-Fi, by the way? It's the first show we're doing here from the hotel room. Is the connection okay? The mic quality is a good mic I brought with me. Well, hopefully it's not lagging, and for the most part, the picture is clear, all that good stuff. We're looking for more channel memberships too. So hopefully we can get some more of that. Add some more emojis as we go. Let's say hello to JJ, who's next. Hello, JJ.
What's up? What's up? I like the hamburger guy, but he confused me because he was thinking about going to the game at Citi Field, and I'm like, it's in Milwaukee. What is he talking about? But either way, let's go Mets tonight. I need them to win because I don't know if the Jets are going to get the job done in London, and if the Mets win and the Jets lose, I'm still going to be not great in life, but at least I have some positive thing going for me. It's funny. I was going to tell you, so I'll show you this cool picture. This was me in London last year. If you zoom in, not that anyone cares, I was on the Tower Bridge and I got my Jets hat on. I was repping. So
I guess right by me. I'm right by. I just went on the Tower Bridge earlier today.
It's awesome. A lot of people actually think London Bridge think of Tower Bridge when they think of London Bridge, but London Bridge is absolutely trash.
Yeah, the Tower Bridge is literally right behind me right now. I walk because to get to where the Redwood pub is, which is the Jets official pub here. That's you go right over the bridge and it's like to the right. Like, yeah, it's
so you're cool. Then you're by the castle too. They used to do
the prison, right? They used to be a prison.
Yeah, they used to do executions in front of everybody. People would line up and watch it. I got a whole tour.
So I didn't go in. I didn't go in yet. You got to get like a ticket to go in, but I walked around it. I'll probably do the tour tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't want to go inside. But like my guy was just explaining to me what it was, and he was like, people were executed there, and I was like, yeah, I'm good on that. I don't want to go there. Chinese food. So I don't know. I don't know if I went to that place, Imperial, that I think his name was Marcus was talking about, but their Chinatown in London is really good. They have a lot of all-you-can-eat buffets there, and then they also have a casino there too. It's like a little makeshift casino. You walk in, it's a bunch of table slots. So if you go to Chinatown, bring some cash. They only take cash, no card. I know you said you've been tapping everywhere. In that Chinatown, they don't take any. They only take cash.
They got ATMs. I'm gonna have to get some pounds.
Yeah, they have an ATM. It was like I think it's called Santander Bank. I'm probably butchering that. But they had an ATM. But yeah, they only took cash, which I hated because I was doing the same thing as you. Anytime I go to Europe, I always try to use my card so I don't have to worry about like the conversion process and all that stuff. But yeah, certain places only take cash. Anyways, now
can you call in from your laptop for more often? This is the clearest and most coherent you have ever sounded.
Usually I'm at work, but I had the day off today, so I was like, you know what? Let me use the laptop and not put anybody through any unnecessary stress. Plus, you being in London and me being on that phone would have been a
disaster.
Yeah. So, now I have to be negative because that's just who I am. I'm sorry, guys, but let me tell you something. Every time I've ever called in and I complain about Salah and that he should be fired, it was never necessarily about his record. It's about the consistency of things that he does. And he refuses to change his ways. I mean, we've been the most penalized team, and I've been calling in and saying it. I'm like, Jake, a quarterback is not going to change the fact that we get penalties left and right. It's not going to change the fact that this guy doesn't hold anybody accountable. And we've been giving him the benefit of the doubt. And I know you were saying this on the show that, he's probably doing it behind closed doors. But now he just proved to us that he doesn't hold people accountable behind closed doors at all. He literally said, they're grown men. I'm not going to make them do push-ups. I'm not going to make them run. I'm not going to embarrass them. And it's just like, we go back to week 1 when he said Michael Clemens played a really good game. He said, I think Michael Clemens had a really good game. He played better out of most people. He really believes that stuff. And this is the reason why he needs to go. It's not necessarily about his record. I get it. He hasn't had a quarterback. I get it. But in must-win games, and I love Buffalo Jets fan because he can give you the exact percentage and all that stuff. But in must-win games, when the season was on the line and we needed to put up or shut up, we always come out flat. After bye weeks, we always come out flat. Anytime we have extended periods of rest, we always come out flat. And that, yes, having a competent quarterback plays a part in it. But at the end of the day, even when we talk about the defense, I'm sorry, guys, but the defense is a little overrated. You don't give up a touchdown to Bo Nix because at the end of the day, the Jets couldn't score a touchdown on the Denver defense. The Denver offense scored a touchdown on the Jets defense. I'm not saying the Denver defense is better than us, but I'm just saying that touchdown made the difference in the game. And ironically, a lot of times when our defense needs to make a stop to win the game, it's 50-50. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So I think we can put up like, I don't want Rex Ryan. I'm not saying I want Rex Ryan, but we can have different defensive head coaches come in here and we'll perform well on defense. The Jets have historically always had good defenses. It's the offense that's the problem. And because we have a head coach who doesn't want nothing to do with the offense, Nathaniel Hackett isn't it. I think it's time for us to start planning our escape route. Like, because if we lose against the Vikings and we lose against Buffalo, then he needs to be fired. I don't care what anybody says. That would be 3 games in a row. If we lose 3 games in a row, Jake, he needs to be fired, and we have to start like thinking about that.
Well, I think if they lose Sunday, Salawat starts. It's like if they lose to the Bills, or they make a change. So a lot of your points are fair. The only thing I could say to you is, they're 2-2. Let's see if there's any learning that happened from that experience, right? Like every team has that bad game. What concerns me is we've seen that game too many times, and it's supposed to be different with Rodgers. But, this is still a team that won 7 games last year with no quarterback, and now they have Aaron Rodgers. So, that's a bad loss on Sunday. But, I'm with you, man. I mean, if they lose the next 2 or they're 2-5, you can't argue anymore. There has to be a change to that point. But I don't think it's going to happen yet. Let's just see what happens Sunday. Let's see. Yeah, because they had a great plan. They had a great plan for the New England game, and they handled their business, and they look great. And then, with extra time, as we know, they're awful. But now there's normal time, and let's see what they do.
Less time because they have to travel to London. They're probably going to lose a day of practice, so maybe that helps them. I'd want to end on this because I read this in the chat. Somebody said they can't take any of my opinions serious because I called the London Bridge trash. What I'm assuming that person has never been to the London Bridge, but look it up. The actual London Bridge it's literally trash. Like it's just.
So what's your top bridge is what bridge then?
No, the Tower Bridge by far is the best bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, it's by far the best. There's literally not the London Bridge looks like you're going over a highway. Like it's just nothing there. It's nothing to see. There's no reason to even go there. It's a waste of time. The London Bridge is trash. The only reason the London Bridge is cool is because it has a song, London Bridge is falling down. Other than that, it's like a trash bridge. So
will you sing that song for us?
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down. Let's go, Jets and Mets.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go, JJ. Yeah. Tremendous. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end the show shortly here, but I have a special guest who's going to make a cameo here. All right. We're going to give you an authentic British man in a moment. Stand by. Let me get to a super chat here, then I'll bring him in. Steve writes in, hey, Jake, wanted to know if you guys have anything else planned for more home games this season. Been watching for a while. Would be hyped to meet you. Steve, absolutely. Come to L5 before every Jets game, and I will be there probably for the remaining home games, or at least most of them. I'll definitely be there for the Bills game. So that will be our plan. And plus, for the Texans game on Halloween, we did a group buy months ago. We got 155 Asmaniacs all sitting together for that game that night. We'll be at L5 before tailgating. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a special guest who is going to join us. So right now, I'm going to play you a clip from L5, and then I'm going to welcome him on to the show. Stand by.
Let's fucking go! Let's go! J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets!
All right, we're back right here. And joining us right now is a true Brit, my dear friend, Samuel K., who I've known for like 13 years. We used to work at the same summer camp in the Poconos in Pennsylvania. Samuel, how are you?
I'm doing well. Hello to all the viewers. Lovely to see you.
Now, you are a Jets fan, correct?
Absolutely, yes. And I know that London is buzzing at the moment. We've got Vikings here. We've got Jets here. I've just been down at Big Ben. They are all over the place, but it's lovely to see.
Have you seen more Jet fans or Vikings fans?
There was a lot of purple going on.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of Vikings fans, actually, yeah.
Well, we gotta make sure that we paint this town green, huh?
Absolutely. Team green, baby.
Now, what is your experience with NFL football? Have you ever been to an NFL game?
I have, actually. I went to a New York Jets game many years ago when I was last in America. So, yeah, we're talking 10 years ago. But the vibe is electric. It's very stop-start, which we're not used to in England, but it was good fun. Great fun.
All right, here's what we're going to do. So we're talking with Sam K. He's a dear friend of mine. I'm going to be hanging out with him, and we're going to be we're going to a pub after this, tea and crumpets. What's on the agenda this afternoon?
Well, we're going to do a lovely walk around. We're going to go to the River Thames, do a little stroll, and just enjoy the sights of beautiful London.
I can't wait. Now, if you guys have a question for Sam, all right, you write it in, and I will read whatever you guys ask here. All right, we're doing a live show. We're on YouTube, Sam. We got 1,300 people watching right now. I mean, we're going to make you famous amongst Jet fans.
This is incredible. I'm amazed. I didn't know Jake Asman was such a star.
Do you like my bucket hat, by the way? I figured I wanted to look like you guys and blend in.
Yes, I think it's subtle. I think you'll fit in just nicely, yeah.
Let's see. Comments, questions, super chats for either me or Sam. Prestige wants to know, can you and Jake sing God Save the King? I mean, I personally don't know the lyrics to that. I don't know if you do.
Very simple. God save our gracious King. Long live our noble King. God save the King. Da 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 da. Send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the King. There you go.
Tremendous. Oh, you know what I need you to do? You'll grab a Jets hat. We're making you a Jets fan here. You like my makeshift studio? Also, I have some Jake Asman swag for you. I got your own football here. All right. Here you go.
Thank you
Got
very
that.
much.
Brought you a coaster as well.
Oh, I love this. I'm going to come see you more often.
By the way, everyone coming to our party tomorrow night at the have you been to the Hippodrome Casino? Can you tell the audience anything about it if you've been?
I've actually never been, but I've heard it's the place to go.
You have it. Got a keychain for you as well. These are all items you'll get if you come to the party tomorrow. Let's see. I have a magnet for you too, but I'll find that after. Anyway, comments for Sam about London or Brits, UK. Snowball writes in, Sam, can you give Jake some good British pickup lines? Yes. What do you say to the ladies here?
Oh God.
You're a married man now, so I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, I'm a married man. It's been a long old time. I mean, British Riz is not the one. You just usually have a British accent and it works. If you're in America, it does the trick. But in the UK, just slide on over and say Harry Potter joke. Mind if I slither in?
Kakuga Lake Jet fan wants to know, how does it feel to be 0-2 versus USA in wars?
Oh, that's yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, it's fine. I've been there on the 4th of July. You guys, you deserve to have a little party. Don't you worry.
Does it bother you when Americans say that the British blew a 13 colony lead?
No, we're firm friends now, aren't we? You know, we've got to sit together these days. The world's in turmoil, so we've got to sit together.
What else do we have here? These comments are great. Let's see. The big fella. Will the Jets beat the Minnesota Tossers, and will Salah have the bollocks to hold players accountable? Do you think the Jets will have a much better performance on Sunday than what happened this past Sunday, where they lost to a team that might be one of the worst teams in the league?
Well, I know that the Vikings playing very, very well, but I know that you are a diehard Jets fan, and I trust you. I believe that they can do it, and I hope that they do. So, yeah, fingers crossed.
Have you heard of Aaron Rodgers before? Have you heard of any players on the Jets? I mean, he's their most famous player. Are you aware of him?
Yeah, I've heard of Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
Okay, so you go. Rodgers, big international star. Spacecaster writes in, Pats fan for life, but appreciate you, Jake. Thank you, Pats fan. Curly wants to know, good question here, what football club do you support?
I support Sunderland, which is a lesser known football club. You're not going to know it. We're not in the Premiership. We are way down. We were in the Premiership many moons ago, but we've been relegated. But yeah, I'm not a glory hunter. I do apologize.
I'll tell you what, if the NFL had, regulation is called, right? When you get relegated, the Jets would have been relegated a very long time ago. They made the playoffs since 2010.
Wow. Well, you know, this is your year.
We've been saying that for a long time. CP writes in, Jake, the bucket hat is fire. How about a Jets chant with your lad and an English accent? Can you give us a Jets chant?
I mean, is it just Jets? Jets.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. We know how to spell. That's the one thing we do as fans very well. What else we have here? Last chance to get in. Little comment questions for Samuel K., one of my dear friends who lives in the UK. You want to do a call with one of my great listeners? All right, here we go. I know exactly who we need to bring on for you to meet. This guy is an international man of mystery. In fact, when I got off the plane today, a listener came up to me that recognized me and asked me, is Bobby Midnight making the trip to London? And I said, unfortunately, he's not. But the good news is, Samuel, Bobby Midnight is, in fact, on the line, and we will go to him right now.
Oh, you know I like the Yankees and the Jets. Can't believe Jake and Rogers met. I'm more than just a hat on Bobby.
Hey, nice
Hello,
to
Bob.
meet you. How you doing, Jake?
Hello,
and
hello, Bobby.
How you feeling today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You sing very well.
Thank you. You look fantastic as well.
Oh, I try. I don't know. I'm 56 for my age. Do I look 56 to meet you?
No, you look much younger.
Do you know Carly? In fact, do you know Carly from the camp?
You know Carly? Yeah, you actually probably you remember her?
Yeah.
No, okay, there you go.
Who ever forgets Carly? You remember her since the first day?
I mean, I haven't worked with Sam in, what was it, 2014?
Yeah, but you said you worked at the same camp.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. It's a big camp, Bobby. Camp Canadensis, man, where the trees are made of wood.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. Jake, I got to tell you something.
Yes,
When
Bobby.
you sing that Oasis song,
Uh-huh.
okay, please don't give your day job up, okay?
Okay, thanks, Bobby.
It's
Yeah,
only
someone
gonna
asked me
be-
about Oasis, and I was like, "You're my wonder woman."
Yeah, now you do good in your sports thing. Just don't give up your music. No.
All right, I
Let
won't
him
sing
sing.
anymore, Bobby. You're the only
No.
one who's allowed to sing on the show.
No, I'm just saying, don't give up your day. I'm only kidding. I'm joking with you. So yeah, it's nice to meet you, Englishman. Does it sound like Craig a little bit? Craig's from Australia.
His name
You
is
got
Sam.
me a kangaroo. See,
Or
kangaroo.
Samuel. Yeah, Bobby.
Samuel.
One of my listeners from Australia gifted Bobby a kangaroo.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
kangaroo, and then her name is Sarah, and that's his son. And what's the Austin? That's
Very
the baby.
nice.
Yep, I live in Vermont. You know where Vermont is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I'm originally from New York though, but I miss New
You've
York.
been to a lot of states, Sam. You've been to, I feel like, most of the East Coast states.
Yeah. I went
Yeah,
traveling
they're
on
nice.
the-
Except Philadelphia, that stinks. Woo, real bad, Philadelphia. Woo-hoo. Well, it was nice to meet you. Hey, guess who lost yesterday? Houston. Yeah, Houston
I
Astros.
saw the
lost.
Astros are done, finally.
And Baltimore, too. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go, baby. The Yankees start their playoffs on Saturday, Samuel, and the game out
Yeah.
there is at 11:38 p.m. I will be staying up till
Who
3
are
in the
they
morning.
playing?
watching it.
Do you know who they're playing? I
The
forgot.
Yankees are playing the Royals, Bobby.
Oh, good. They will start at home, right? This time?
They start at home. Game 1 in the Bronx.
Right. 2 games in the Bronx. Then they go 3 games over there.
No, it's 2-2-1.
Oh, it used to be 2-3-2. Okay. Yeah, they changed everything. Well, thank you, Jake, for letting me talk to your friend.
Of course.
And have a great game. Jets all the way, 31-10, like I said.
Give me a jet champ, Bobby. Give me a jet
Yeah,
champ.
okay. Put me in full screen. Jets, Jets. How's that? What?
Great job.
Well, you know I need to walk more to survive unless Jake is going live. Gotta elevate my leg on Bobby.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Bobby Midnight Experience. Bobby's still ripping me even across the pond. A couple more comment questions, then we'll wrap up this stream here. Jonathan says, shout out to our first win, 1776.
Very, very good. I appreciate that.
Do you know, like in the U.S., we just yell like the British are coming, the British are coming. People just randomly yell that out.
I did not know that, but
I made that up. That's not true.
good.
Kakuga Lake wants to know, do you enjoy chicken and pasta? So big debate on this show. Do you guys have Italian food? When you have it, do you have like chicken with pasta dishes? Is that like normal out here?
No. Italian, like when you say Italian restaurant to me, I'm thinking like carbonara. I'm thinking pizza. I'm thinking like bruschetta, that kind of thing. I'm not thinking chicken and pasta. There are pasta dishes, obviously, and chicken may be involved, but I wouldn't go there.
Have you ever had chicken parm before?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Does that come with pasta? Or is
Uh,
it just straight chicken parm?
just straight chicken parm.
Interesting. There you go. See, a little different out here in Europe compared to the U.S. there. Chef Kevin wants to know, Sam, what are your favorite fish and chip spots? Let's go Jets.
Well, as you know, fish and chips is obviously very big in the UK. It ranges. You can get like a proper chippy is like, it's not that posh. It's not that nice. It's kind of greasy. But that's what we like over here. Clogs the arteries. That's what we want. But you can get very posh fish and chips, like Gordon Ramsay. He has his own fish and chip restaurant in London. It's super.
There's one in Vegas too.
Yeah, super expensive. I wouldn't recommend. But we have I live in Chinnor, so a little village an hour outside of London. We've got an incredible fish and chip shop there. So shout out to Kingston Fisheries.
Dr. Nesniv says, what is Sam's favorite bridge?
Oh, well, it's got to be like the London Bridge just over here.
Over the Tower Bridge. We were having a big debate on the show. Someone was saying that the London Bridge is overrated. The Tower Bridge is actually the best bridge.
Well, yeah, the Tower Bridge, especially if you can see it open when it opens to let a boat through. That is pretty magical.
I was on it before. It was great. I'm a true Brit.
Yeah, you are. You've embraced the London lifestyle.
Let's see a couple more here for Sam, and then we'll wrap up the show here. That was a good question I saw. Let's see. Make sure you guys hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Let's see. Super chat from Chef Kevin, I think. Or not Chef Kevin, from Big Fella. Here we go. England is a fascinating place. The only place in the world you can go to a pub and go bird watching.
Yes. So a bird, we would say bird watching is watching the females. So yes, you can do that. You can do that anywhere, in fact.
Now, where's Hogwarts? I haven't seen it yet. I was trying to find it earlier.
So Hogwarts is there are lots of locations around the UK where Hogwarts is filmed. So Oxford, there's loads of kind of buildings there where they filmed a bit of Harry Potter. There is obviously the station in London where they filmed some Harry Potter bits and bobs. So we'll do this on your tour of London on Saturday.
I'm excited. NY Jets Florida wants to know, do you laugh at Americans' version of English?
Yes, it's incredibly poor. The spellings, the way you say things, it's not right, but it's okay. You've got something to aspire to.
You guys drive on the wrong side of the road here, man. It's very weird.
Well, we would say that we drive on the wrong side of the road. I went to Canada recently, and it's terrifying driving on the wrong side of the road. The only time I've ever been pulled over was in America.
Oh, do we want to tell that story on the air? You know what? I feel like the statute of limitations are up. We could share that story. Now, you're gonna have to remember that night better than me because I was a little banged up.
Yes. So we were at a lovely establishment away from Camp Canadensis called the Poorhouse. Beautiful place. Having a few drinks. Some of my American friends went a little too crazy. I had to drive the truck home, which in our country is crazy because you have insurance for the vehicle, whereas we have insurance for the person. So I can't just pick up anybody else's car in the UK and drive it, but you can do that in America. So I drove this massive truck home. The road was nice and wide. I thought this has got to be at least a 60, 65. No, it was a 35 mile per hour limit. I get pulled over by the police. Jake here is in the trunk, which I would call a boot, but you call it a trunk. So he's in the trunk hiding. There's alcohol in the car. The cop pulls me over. Typical like flashlight. I'm scared. I'm crapping myself. He comes up to the car. Where are you coming from? I said, England. He said, no, I meant tonight. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. The Poorhouse. And yeah, basically took my English license and then didn't know what to do with it. So we got off scot-free and I got a warning, which was a good.
It was incredible. We got a warning. And he did like the search around and didn't notice I was in the truck. And I mean, I thought you were getting deported. I thought they were going to send you back to the UK.
Yeah, I thought so. I've seen someone say, what the fuck do you call a boot on your foot? Well, we also call that a boot, but we don't call it a trunk. We say, oh yeah, I'm going to put that in the boot. Yeah, just like you'd say sidewalk. That's not a thing. We call it a path or the pavement. This could be a whole segment. We could take hours on the American versus English.
This is why I'm glad you're able to get up to the hotel room and join the show. I mean, people had questions here. I have a couple for you. The subway system here, like it's the tube, but is it also called the underground? Right, it's the same thing, right? Just want to clarify.
Yeah, so the London Underground is like TfL, Transport for London, we call it the London Underground. But yeah, you can call it the tube. We do not call it a metro. It's not the metro.
You don't call it the subway either, do you?
No, that's very American. The subway is a sandwich shop.
Do you guys have Subway here? Yeah. You know, I passed by an authentic British place I wanted to get your thoughts on. This place called McDonald's was on one of my routes earlier. Yeah. You guys Big Mac guys here?
Yeah, I'm partial to a Big Mac. We have the Grand Big Mac, which is very nice. Yeah, I'm partial.
Let's see here. Last chance to get in a comment for my friend Sam and I. Rich says, do you wear a tux every day?
Well, I'm a head teacher, so you would call that a principal. So yes, I wear a suit every day when I'm at work, but no, I do not wear a tux.
David says, color or color. Yeah, why do you guys spell color weird?
Well, because we spell it correctly. So color with a U, just like behavior with a U.
Let's see. Last chance here. Comments, questions, super chats. Gator wants to know. Gator's one of my esteemed producers, video editors, connoisseurs of media. Sam, do you know my friend Al, who lives in London? He hangs out at the local pub and bangs drunk chicks.
That a common misconception that because we're a tiny island, we know everyone. Unfortunately, no, I don't. But sounds lovely.
Okay. Here's what I wanted to make sure I ask you as well. You do a phenomenal American accent. Can you give us a little, American accent, whatever situation you want? Just give it to the people.
Hey, my name's Jake Asman, and this is the Jake Asman Show. The Jets are going to do a crazy weekend. It's going to be incredible. Let's go, Jets!
Ladies and gentlemen, Sam K, everybody. Tremendous job out of you. You made your debut on this show.
Thank you. It's been incredible. I'd love to come back. You guys are amazing. What a great crowd. Thank you for watching. And I hope the real winner here is American football. So I hope that it's a great weekend for you guys.
Incredible. Super chat from V-Man. Here we go. He goes, ever have Caribbean food or any Spanish kind? Yeah, V-Man is he's our Puerto Rican connoisseur on the program, and he's inquiring.
Absolutely, yeah. Caribbean food is big in London. There's lots of kind of jerk restaurants and things like that. And then Spanish food, we love a tapas restaurant. So if you can get kind of little nibbly bits, absolutely.
Someone wants you to say Cheerio, mate.
Cheerio, mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Sam K. Big Jets fan. I'm going to go hang out with him. So I'm going to end the show right now. Appreciate everyone tuning in. We'll give you guys some more content over the next couple of days. Post-game show at some point after the game Sunday. Just a quick reminder for those who haven't already RSVP'd or spread the word to someone they know who's coming to this game on Sunday. RSVP to the Jake Asman London Jets party at the Padrone Casino. Oh, okay. Hold on. One more for you. Nate writes in, can Sam say Wingardium Leviosa and make himself disappear?
Wingardium Leviosa.
All right. I can do this all day. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you hit the like button. Appreciate everyone for the super chats, channel memberships. Thanks for supporting the show. Reminder, get on the Patreon, especially if you're coming out to London. We'll have info about tailgates, other meetups, the pub crawl, obviously our big event tomorrow night as well. For Sam K, my name is Jake Asman, live from London. It has been the Jake Asman Show. Hopefully the next time I talk to you guys, Davante Adams just might be a New York Jet. I'll talk to you guys soon. Jets.
Jets.
There it is. Let's go, baby. Give it to us, Neil.